We'll use that
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah, these things are super.
Guys, we're live in 2 minutes. We got Ivan, the founder of Quant Map, a new trading system. And share this around to get into one nice and cozy today. Guys, okay. Lock in. We're starting. Okay. Guys, podcast a little bit different time today. And we have Ivan from Quant Map. Quant Map is a new technology that's allowing traders to trade quantitative analysis using something similar to TradingView. It's an app where it's a terminal, you log into it and you use this quantitative data. Very interesting stuff that normally hedge funds have access to, but he's bringing it to you guys. So we've decided to meet in person here. We have the usual James Bruce in the corner and a cozy stream. We're just sitting on the top of a penthouse here in Miami, actually, in the living room of Ivan's place. And we're just going to break down what is Quant Map. We've got 30 minutes here, guys, before the market open. So the best questions that you got for Quant Map, we're actually going to show you a live demo of what the terminal looks like in a moment here. So make sure you got your popcorn here. Ivan, introduce yourself. How did you get this idea?
Well, if you're actually trying to trade properly, the only way to do it is through. By the way, where's the mic?
The mic is in the.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be going. I just double checked.
All right, awesome.
We slapped some stuff together just for a quick podcast here today.
Fire. Yo. Well, the thought process is that every single bank and hedge fund and real trader, they're using math and data to trade. So when I was learning how to trade, when my co-founder Carson was learning how to trade, we decided not to just like do what all these core sellers do, which is draw lines on charts, do this ICT stuff, LARP cars. but learn how the actual banks and hedge funds trade. And it took 5 years for my co-founder Carson to find like the right system and the right logic. And we found something pretty similar to what we believe that banks and hedge funds use. And that's kind of how we make our money trading. So we've built out a system that's not just like ICT, that's not drawing lines on charts. We can consistently see where price is going to go on the day, on the week, on the month, on every index. And that's because of Quant. Without Quant, you know, I feel like we're blind.
Yeah. Can you and I'm just realizing that James might not be in the full frame here on the vertical one.
Yeah, that's cool.
But we'll mostly get Ivan here. He's the center of attention today. So can you break down in more detail like what is Quant and like how is it different from like looking at like candlesticks?
Well, one of them is like for children who don't know how to do anything. And the other one
That's what we do, James. That's what we do.
Yeah.
I'm partially kidding.
Yeah.
And the other one is trading like an actual professional. So it's like the difference of people that are on a diet or people that just like do whatever they want.
Okay.
You know, it's
kind of like there's two ways to your destination. One's riding a bike and one's taking an airplane.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or one is you're using a GPS to actually get to where you're going. The other one is you just kind of memorize where you need to go every single time. The data, the math tells you what's going to happen. And that math is so much more significant than just being blind in a chart, looking at fair value gaps or trend lines or something.
Totally. Would you say you were really skilled in math in school? Does it require much math?
I was okay, but we have a really good developer. Big Un is our developer, so we have someone else developing a lot of it. Okay. So what this does is this takes the math from quantitative analysis that we do and visualizes it so that you don't have to do it. So we don't ask you to like answer any formulas. We don't ask you to answer any mathematical questions.
Sure. So I use a bit of data in my trading as well. But can you maybe give us a breakdown, like an easy example of how traders can use the Quant Map in their own technical analysis?
Yeah, definitely. I could show you.
Yeah, should we flip around the camera?
Yeah, let me show yesterday.
Guys, what we're going to do is we're going to do a live demo here. Ivan's actually set up on the screen behind us the actual Quant Map terminal, right? So he's going to do a little presentation, I think, hopefully here. I wonder if that is that maybe not clear enough. Maybe I'll stand and hold the camera. And this might be, we'll hopefully get this. James, let me know. Let me
tell you if I can see. Yeah.
I'll hold it up.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, perfect.
You guys can see this, right? Comment in the chat if you guys can see this. Yeah, that looks good, Hunter.
Yeah, a little bit of a glare.
A little bit, but no, you can see it.
So, I guess today's kind of a bad example because of CPI, but
should we zoom up into this top corner, or let's get an explanation of what the terminal looks like for traders, and I'll have you stand there and point and kind of explain if did it just disconnect? Okay.
Just talk.
You want to just talk for now?
Yeah.
Okay. Shame. Okay.
Okay.
So,
but I can explain it pretty well, actually.
Okay.
So, essentially, there are 4 zones: S1, S2, R1, R2.
So support,
like pivot points.
Support, resistance. Okay. So you got 4 boxes on the chart.
Yeah.
Pivot points, right? Like essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how it works is through quantitative analysis, every day we have the point which price will be contained statistically. So the day starts, it's in between S1 and R1.
Okay.
Statistically speaking.
Right in the center between.
Exactly. Okay. Statistically speaking, when the day starts, when price hits R1, it reverses. When price hits S1, it also reverses. It goes up.
Okay. So these are reversal sort of zones. Yes. What is the difference between I can't even remember what the strategy is where they just place support and resistance then, right? Or zoning of highs and lows, or the distance from the current price, and then people just doing reverse trading.
Well, first of all, ours it's like analytical. It's based on math. You don't have to spend your time doing that analysis.
Yeah.
And there's no room for mistake because an algorithm makes that for you.
Sure.
Okay.
And how our strategy works is when price breaks above S1, it means it's going an outlier. It's pretty normal to go from, the middle to above S1.
Okay.
When we break above S1, our first supports, that means we go long. We long from S1 to R1.
Yeah.
When we break below R1, it means we short from R1 to R2.
Okay.
Statistically speaking, 90% of days ish will stay between R2 and S2.
Okay.
When
between the main range.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when the most money we've made, when we break above S2 or when we break above R2 and below R2, those are outlier conditions.
Where it just rips.
It just goes crazy. And we
Okay.
catch these outlier conditions pretty early on. And that's when you can make like 6-figure days.
And is there like a central point, like a main central point that you're looking for, longs above and shorts below?
Yeah. So what we do is on top of just trading, when we break above S1,
Yes.
we look for confluence on ES,
Okay.
NQ, and YM
Sure.
because they all work in parallel. So if we see confluence, ES, YM,
Yes.
NQ are breaking above a certain range or
Yes.
breaking below a certain range, all that means is price is going to continue going that way.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
it's a little complicated, but
So,
if anyone-
but visually, it's essentially the same thing as what a trader would be used to. Is you're drawing support and resistance zones using some sort of complicated, math stuff that maybe I don't understand because I'm too dumb. Like do I have to be a smarty? Like, do I have to understand this stuff to be able to trade it, or am I just jumping in, sit down, and
It
look?
gives it for me.
Yeah, like trade the normal way. You know what I'm saying? The normal way I would normally be trading with the support and resistance flipped to, they break the support, flips to resistance.
Well, if you're too stupid, not you, but in general, if you're very stupid, you shouldn't day trade because it does take like a certain level of intelligence, self-control, discipline. But that being said, yeah, you don't need any math. Like it's visualizing everything for you. You just need the strategy. The reason I like it so much, one of the reasons is that not only is it a really good strategy, a lot of it can be separate from how I'm feeling that day. If I'm like hungover or something, I'm a little Russian. Sometimes I'm hungover.
Yeah.
I can wake up and trade, and I just have to be there looking at the charts and make the right choices without having to spend hours of analysis prior.
Okay. We just had a question on screen, and he asked, why would price hit one of these supports and then reverse, and then why would it break through?
So these supports basically say, statistically speaking, these are inflection points. When it reverses on an inflection point, or when it breaks above an inflection point, that tells you what's happening to price. And what we look at is if price breaks above an inflection point, that means this statistical zone of resistance was broken, and that means bulls are in charge, or on the short term we are long. Same thing if price rejects on all three indices on an inflection point, it means that we are short. And what's really helpful is not only do we have the S1, S2, R1, R2 zones on the daily, we also have the same statistical zones on the weekly. And what's really, really helpful, which our premium subscribers have been using a lot, is they look for the weeklies and the dailies. If a statistical zone, if an R1 is broken on the weekly and on the daily, that means we have a really high chance of breaking above and being long.
Okay, gotcha.
And is this Quant Map only for day traders or swing traders as well? Can you use it to swing trade too?
Both.
Okay,
So the most money we've made on Quant Map was swing trading. So taking a trade from 6 p.m.
Okay.
to the next day.
Okay, and so we got another question here from Black. He says, if it most days it stays between resistance 1 or support 1, whatever. How do you distinguish between a genuine breakout versus if it's going to revert back into that main range?
So a genuine breakout is when all 3 indices break above
Okay.
R2. So
All 3
if
indices being
ES and QYM. So
Okay.
that's S&P 500, that's NASDAQ, and that's the Dow.
okay.
If all 3 break above R2, it means we are in an outlier range. And a really good way you can tell if it's fake, it's like a fake breakout. Hypothetically, you're worried that price might not continue to keep going up, is we have the same zones on the daily with the weekly. So we generate zones in the last week. Statistically speaking, this is where price will go in the week. I don't want to promote my YouTube right now, but we just released a YouTube video that it's a 20-minute video that goes over in depth.
No, I mean you can shout it out if you want to say your YouTube, so people can obviously follow you.
I think my name is in it, right? Just search up Ivan Patriki, and you'll see it.
Okay. And as well, I think next week, actually, if you guys want more information on Quant Map, I'm going to be interviewing, James and I are going to be interviewing a person who's actually trading using Quant Map, making, tens of thousands of dollars per day trading. And this is Ivan. He's the founder of Quant Map. And then we're going to go into talking about somebody who's actually trading that system every single day from his computer. And we're going to potentially get a demonstration from him next Tuesday. So there's going to be more continuation on this very interesting new stuff. I think this might be would you say this is the new age of trading?
Retail trading, yeah.
I hope so, because most of these traders are LARPing. Most of these traders don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're making money off of courses. They're making money off of BS. While I want to say this is the new age, I don't know if enough people have the skills. We got very lucky with what we have.
Yeah.
We've built an amazing system. A lot of time went into it. So I don't know if everyone's going to have something like this, but hopefully.
Oh, beautiful question actually right here. Let me put it on screen here. What makes Quant Map better than just volume heat map?
Well, these lagging indicators, these indicators or volume heat maps, I already spoiled it. They're lagging. They're not predictive. They tell you what already happened.
Yeah.
Quant Map tells you what's going to happen for the rest of the day or week.
Based on stats, yeah?
Exactly.
Okay.
So let's say, statistically speaking, there's a 70% chance that drinking 100 water bottles like this a day is going to give me cancer from the plastic, right?
Yeah.
I can now statistically analyze, okay,
what the percentage is.
The percentages. Statistically speaking, if I were to long here, this is going to happen. If I were to short here, this is going to happen. Versus these indicators, all it tells you is, what the RSI is. All it tells you is what already happened. It doesn't really tell you what you can do with that info. Okay,
let me, and maybe we'll get James as well into this and see if you think it's the same sort of, this is my understanding of it, is we see, price move up 5 points. And then it looks back at all past history of every time it's ever moved up 5 points, right? So every time we see that shape, that pattern, that move, or that amount of volume, right? What it then does is create a percentage of what's the next move, right? The next move, okay, now 90% chance it's going to move up another 5 points, 5% chance it moves down. And then from that, it makes like a total amalgamation of all of the possibilities. And then from there, you've drawn a zone automatically that says, hey, this is the zone that's going to be super unlikely for it to pass.
Yeah, it's extremely complicated in the sense that we can't take all the data in. We have to take in like specific sets of data.
Okay. So it's not that deep then yet, eh? It's only maybe like a few data points now?
Oh, no. We have like 70 years of data. but
Okay.
we don't take like we have to specifically handpick based on certain parameters.
Which
How much
parameters?
it's moved, how many points it's moved in the day already, and stuff.
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that.
a lot of it is proprietary.
Okay, so some of it you might be saying, hey, if the RSI is at 20 right now, this is the probability of everything, right? And then so maybe there's more to add to it slowly over time, to make it even more detailed, or
The current model we have right now, it's complete. Like it works exceptionally well. That's what you saw Carson trading on Friday.
yeah.
Okay, and does it give you like a target point and a stop loss placement? Or
No, but our video does. So our video,
Okay.
like we have a video showing you how to trade the system.
Sure,
It's really cool
like
because
where to put stops and targets.
yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
like
it's
that.
really cool because this is a completely new way of trading.
And can you do this on indices only, or can you do this on individual stock names?
Gold, silver, copper.
Okay.
We have people trading everything. We have people trading RTY on it.
Okay. Yeah. Russell.
I can get you an account after if you
Yeah.
like. It's
100%.
it's actually insane.
Yeah.
So really grateful for the software.
Another basically the same sort of question though. What difference between Quant Map or Quant and indicators, or I guess quanting and indicators, not necessarily Quant Map,
yeah.
but
indicators in general
Are
they don't-
lagging. I think he was saying they were
Yeah.
lagging, whereas quant is can predict maybe future movements based on statistical
based
data.
off of probabilities.
Mhm.
That's really interesting
That's it,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I think quant is, if you're dealing with big money, if you're dealing with it basically takes all possible trades at once and then puts it all into like one group set, right? That's really interesting stuff. And we'll get more questions about quant. That's the stuff I want to really focus on here today. So if you guys got questions more about what quanting is, what Quant Map is, we can answer those now. But you mentioned LARPing, and I just want to get like maybe your thought process on, okay, so you've got this new meta. What do you think about day traders using old systems? First of all, let's start with ICT, for example, IFVGs, the sort of smart money concept stuff, and then also the regular stuff that's just support resistance, candle patterns, super simple stuff, and then the more smart monies. What do you think about each of those?
Well, think about it like this. Every good poker player, they know the probabilities of everything that's going to happen.
Yeah.
They know
How many outs they have, what the probabilities
Exactly.
are, hitting flushes, stuff like that.
They know the cards that are there. They know
Yes.
what cards they have will indicate what's. And every professional poker player has that information. It's the same thing with trading. Same thing with really anything. Any gambling, you need to know as much information as possible. What quantitative analysis does is it visualizes some of the data on what's going to happen, similar to what a lot of hedge funds and banks may be using. When you're using ICT and these discretionary models with TradingView that have been out for 50 years now, it's like you're blind. You have no idea what's going on. It's like telling a gambler, if you count the cards properly, like if you wear your lucky sock or something, all of these systems that these core sellers are selling you. I mean, first of all, 98% of people that trade lose, and most retail traders are using these systems, ICT type models. So there's an issue with that. The only way ICT could ever work is if you take what you learn from ICT, which is a basic concept such as, support and resistance, historical highs, and then build off of that based on a very strong discretion, meaning that you take what ICT teaches you with very basic concepts, and then you suffer in the market for years, and you build your own instinct on how to trade. The problem with that is that you can't explain the instinct.
Yes.
Some people just know what to do.
Learn skill, yeah.
Okay, so this is I'm not sure if we completely understand this question, but I'll ask you anyways. If the quant strategy rely on historical data being represented, how does reflexivity distort the reliability of the data? I'm not sure if I understand that fully. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Well, it doesn't distort the data because it not only I don't know if I can talk about it too much, but it not only looks at the previous data, but it looks at the previous data, and based on the way that it moves and based on the way that it has reacted to zones in the past, it then predicts what's going to happen statistically.
Okay. So a question I might have is, when I was looking at it there, and we did that brief demo, kind of briefly, hopefully people saw what it kind of looks like, those boxes. You have boxes in these S1, S2, R1, R2. Why draw it like that and not draw why not draw like a map kind of of where it's most likely to go?
We have moving support and resistance zones that we're coming out with soon.
Okay, so that's going to be in the next month. So it's still in the early stages. So you've just drawn it simply so that people can start to use it, but you're going to adapt it. And because to me, it makes most sense to have this like weird bubble thing growing around the chart. You know what I mean? And it's just like more or less likely to come in or out.
We have everyone in our beta. They're going to get early access to that first. We decided to, at first, the whole premise of Quant Map is this is what made us successful trading. Therefore, we're going to give people access to that.
Yeah.
So support and resistance, these seemingly elementary zones have been extremely useful. So we gave people access to that. And now we're going to give people access to the moving zones. It is going to be only given to like the people that are signed up right now for the meantime. But, in the future, we do plan on releasing that with the software when we just do decide to release the actual software. Right now, we're in beta still.
Okay, still in beta.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe just a couple more questions. I got one interesting one. Fundamentals. How does it look at fundamentals? How does it even let's say the market's crazy right now. There's war. How does it predict anything to do with that?
Yeah.
Because there's no chance you'd have data on this much war and craziness going on.
Yeah, we can't predict. We can't predict like Trump making an announcement.
But for example, there's CPI today. Does it take into past
So-
CPI data releases?
So with CPI, with NFB, we generally position ourselves at a way smaller amount when we trade, in news days.
Yeah.
We, as of now, the way that our models work is we look at the average, we look at price in a macro scale. And so when there are days with irregularities, like news days, like CPI, we try not to trade those days.
Okay, but what about the actual quant data? Does it care about it, or does it completely ignore it?
It completely ignores it. Yeah.
Okay.
You can't always predict. Random news is a part of the trading.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you can't exclude news.
Sure. So you're just added it into the data pool and said, hey, it'll help slightly.
It'll help because you need to be able to account for that happening because every day there is random news. And what we're looking at is what hedge funds are looking at, which we believe they're doing that as well.
Can quant detect engineered liquid? First of all, do you believe in fake breakouts, engineered liquidity, and stop hunts?
I mean, a fake breakout, unless it's like JP Morgan specifically stop hunting, it's generally just a lot of people have their stop losses or their take profits at a certain amount.
Sure.
Price,
taking.
Price hits a certain point. That's where a lot of people have their TP at.
So does it have any way of detecting or predicting if something's going to be a stop hunt?
So that's why we look for a breakout on all three major indices, the NASDAQ, S&P 500, and the Dow. So in the past, and we used to trade like this, and it still worked, we would only trade on the ES on Quant Map.
Yeah.
And then we noticed, oh my gosh, not only ES works really well with this, but it works in confluence with the Dow and NASDAQ. So we built a really, really nice system where the way that we prevent like these fake breakouts, so to say, is that we look for confluence across different indices.
Mm-hmm. Right on. That's really awesome stuff. James, do you have any final questions that you can think of that you really want to get answered before we bow out? Because we do have market open pretty soon, and we're just trying to get as much information as we can here.
I think that's all for now. I'm really keen to see it in a live visual representation.
Yeah.
Next week we can do that. And
next week we'll get Carson on.
Yeah.
Carson is successfully trading on Quant Map currently. A young kid making tens of thousands of dollars. We're going to get a demonstration probably next week. Okay, guys. The winner of the $50,000 Maven account will be posted in the Discord from one of the best questions from Ivan. And Ivan, do you want to plug any last things?
Search up my name and then type in Quant Map if you want to see it. To be honest though, we have a pretty expensive product. So if you can't afford it right now, do not come into our server and start begging for it. You're not going to get it. What we do have is we have free calls every day where we do trade live. I think Roy is trading live right now, but we have a very strong belief system at Quant Map, which is milk Maven. We believe that everyone needs to sign up to Maven and take all of his money. So
yeah. The promotion of Quant Map is gonna put Maven under. Guys, that's everything. But yeah, if you do want to watch Quant Map, then they should be live trading pretty soon in Ivan's Discord. So if you want to post, I can post. Actually, I'm not sure if maybe I can't post your Discord in my Discord. But you guys can search up Ivan's name, find his Discord. I think it's discord.gg/investing.
Discord.gg/investing. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, guys. We'll be back next week with a trader of Quant Map. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. James.
Yes, sir. We'll see you guys next week.
Good to see you, bro.
Yes, sir. Finally in person. Yes,
Take care.